Hello everyone and welcome to Witches of the Moon. My name is Jen and I am your Tuesday hostess. Now this week we're talking about spell tips and tricks. And I know you're going to hear a lot of different things through this week, and you may even hear some of the same tips that everyone offers that we all use for writing spells. But then again, maybe you won't. So some of the things that I think about before I even think about doing any kind of spells is, first of all, what is it that I want to do? And I want to be very specific, very clear on what it is that I'm doing. You can kind of confuse the universe and everything else by saying one thing, but then like, oh no, now I mean this, and not being very specific and only being very general. You can ask do a spell for money and not have a specific amount in mind and get $5, whereas you really need like $200 to pay a bill. So be very specific in what it is that you're asking for. That's the very first thing. And also to know the very first thing is to know what kind of spell you want to cast. That's your very first thing. And then the second thing is just to be very specific in what you're asking for. The third thing is, what ingredients do you need for that spell? What kind of, do you want to use candles? If you don't, then what else do you want to use? If you want to use herbs or oils, what is it specifically that you want to use? Then you need to check your supplies. Do you have the herbs that you want to use? Do you have the candles that you want to use? Do you have the supplies? And if not, what can you improvise with? Do you have other candles that you can use that would work? Do you only have white candles, which is like a godsend because, white candles can pretty much be used for anything. And then, if you're out of herbs, what about your kitchen cabinet? I know you have herbs there, and spices, so why not use some of that? The other thing is, you want something that's quick and on the go? Well, use a birthday candle. Use those. Use chime candles if you have a little bit more time than that. There's really no limit to what you can do. The other thing is, do you want what you're saying to rhyme or not? And how soon do you plan on doing the spell? These are all kind of things to keep in mind when you're doing that, and things I keep in mind when I'm doing something. The other thing is, can you find something on the internet that resonates with you or in a book? That's great if it does, but do something, change the words, change the feel of it to make it your own. When you're speaking the words and it's your words coming from you, your handwriting and everything else, I think it has just that little bit more power to it, and it has a lot more meaning. You're not just reading a book and reciting words that aren't your own. You're reciting words and reciting words that mean something to you and connect to what it is that you're doing. So really those are kind of things that I always look for and I always think about when I'm writing something or when I'm doing any kind of work. Really, it doesn't even have to be a spell. It can be any type of working that I'm doing. I really do sit and focus on what it is that I want to accomplish at the end of the day or the end of the spell or the end of the week, whatever it happens to be. I really want to be clear and precise on what it is that I want to accomplish, and then I want to make sure I have the ingredients, and if I don't have the ingredients, what can I use as a substitute in place of something else? And that's always important. You may not always have access to certain herbs or certain oils, but what can you do as a substitute to create your own? So, that's really what I have on the topic. And as I said, I'm sure you're going to find all kinds of other little tips and tricks from everybody else that we all use and maybe we're not thinking of, or maybe I'm not thinking of, to share with you right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any comments or questions, please post them below. Again, if you have any suggestions for topics that you would like to see for next season, put those down below too. So watch everybody's video and learn a lot, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.